to second-degree murder. As pointed out by one of our wonderful professors, Professor Kling, who's in the audience during his lectures, second-degree murder is a combination of first-degree murder plus a mitigating factor. It is not really technically a lesser included offense because it demands another set of proof, which would be the...
That could have been my nephew. They better find him guilty.
Going forward by preponderance of the evidence. So, with this understanding, will you please read the verdict?
Oh, Jesus. Come on.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of second-degree murder.
Second degree? It's supposed to be first.
Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery.
You sticking out to the waters?
First shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Second shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Third shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Fourth shot.
Yep.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Fifth shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm.
I bet you do need that water.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Seventh shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Eighth shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van
They got to do
Dyke,
this to all 16 shots.
with firearm. Ninth shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. Tenth shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. 11th shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. 12th shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. 13th shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. 14th shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. 15th shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of aggravated battery with firearm. 16th shot. We, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, not guilty of official misconduct.
What?
At this time, Mr. Herbert.
Found guilty, found guilty.
Could I have the attorneys over here for a second, please?
So they didn't find him guilty on first degree murder. They did it on second degree. But all the protesters said they not accepting nothing under first degree. They could tell Chicago up. Well, they shouldn't though. The protesters. He didn't get away with it. And then they had to pay him the family $5 million.
Okay. Guilty of second-degree murder. We were asked Mr. Island. Oh, let's keep listening to Judge.
You know, this is right now, though.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Not right now.
No.
I know this is, a new experience for
Go
you,
back to
but
that.
when anybody has been convicted of a criminal offense in the state of Illinois by a jury trial, the person that has been convicted has the absolute right to hold a jury. This was a remedy decided by our Illinois Supreme Court, and the purpose of this is in case somebody was forced to sign a jury verdict form in the jury room, and this gave that individual the opportunity to be in the public and say, no, this wasn't my verdict form. So it's an absolute right. So the question will be, was this then and is this now your verdict? Meaning, was that then in the jury room and is this now your verdict? So at this time, Tony?
Yes. Juror 240, were those then and are these now your verdicts? Juror 241, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 242, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 243, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 244, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror Juror 245, were those then and are these now your
Tell me
verdicts?
that.
Juror
Tell me
246, were those then and are these now your verdicts? Juror 247, were those then and are these now your verdicts? Juror 248, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 249, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 250, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Back.
And juror 251, were those then and are these now your verdicts?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, John and Jessica, will you take our wonderful people of the jury and our three wonderful alternates back to the jury room, please?
All rise for the jury.
Okay, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of second-degree murder. You heard the foreman read for each shot, 1 through 16, every charge guilty.
For the aggravated battery with a firearm. Let's bring in our experts here on the set. I guess the first question that we have is, what is the sentencing guideline when it comes to these?
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please be seated?
We're going to go back into the court.
At this time, I'd like to express my appreciation for everybody
think
who
second degree carry
participated
20 to
in
45,
this
I
trial, and also for the public that are here today.
Can't get no
I
more
know,
45, I think.
depending on what
But they
side
got to charge with each bullet too.
really favored, it wasn't easy
Because I was already concurred
excuse
that
me,
there
for
was
this
one.
verdict to come out.
This, it was
And I
because I
appreciate
want to feel
what
one
your
case.
restraint that
Because I like to do
you
this
used
seven
today.
times.
Makes me very proud
so
to be a citizen of the city of
It's
Chicago
not
and
running
also
loud.
the county.
They running loud, then
Thank
yeah,
you.
they gonna
At this
smoke.
time, state.
Your Honor, this time the state would move to revoke defendant Jason Van Dyke's bond.
Mr. Hurd.
Judge, we would ask that the motion
That's it right there.
be denied. We would ask that in light of the fact that my client is not found guilty of first-degree murder, we would ask for a bond review. In the alternative, we would ask if we can come back next week for a bond.
Mr. McMahon.
Judge, I would object to that.
If it's not number,
Convicted of 16 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm. It was a Class X felony.
They finna revoke that bond.
Minimum sentence is 6 years in Illinois
for what?
Department
You
of
know, you
Corrections.
bond.
They finna revoke it. He trying to get them not to revoke the bond.
Given that he now stands before this court as a convicted felon, we ask that you revoke his bond.
All right, bail will be revoked. All right, I'm going to order pre-sentence investigation.
He's so guilty. How you get a bond? You just got found guilty.
They finna take him in account and take him in custody.
He's in custody right now. He's guilty. So good.
Yeah.
When they go trial like this, they read the verdict off. That's why all the officers step out the doors to get y'all run out. So if you really get real like this,
October
and you real like
31st,
this, you're good.
2018.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good days.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Court in recess.
All rise.
All right, so we have been watching the live reading of the verdict. You saw that last picture right there, Officer Jason Van Dyke being led away, taken into custody now as his bail has
Don't call him
The
officer.
prosecution say Jason Van Dyke, Chicago police officer, now a convicted felon. Leah Hope has some reaction, and she is at the courthouse with more for us. Leah.
It's like a wolf over there.
So certainly everyone here, I'm mainly standing with media, was very quiet, trying to listen to their feeds and their stations. And of course I was listening to the feed here as the jury was reading this verdict. And what's interesting is that that second degree instruction was something we were wondering if the jury was going to get. And the difference between that, I'm sure Bob Mylan can explain it better, but the difference between first degree and second degree is if the defendant, if Jason Van Dyke thought there was a reasonable threat, but that belief, his belief that it was a reasonable threat was not actually reasonable. So it's a little bit wordy, but essentially it means that he thought there was a problem, but the jurors, looking at the totality of the situation, thought really it wasn't a reasonable belief that he was in threat of his life. So you'll recall, I hear some sound here. I'm not sure if that's from here or someplace else. I did speak with some of the community organizers outside the courthouse. Apparently, some folks are gathering outside, Justice for Laquan, and we know that some of the community organizers have been planning together around City Hall
Jedediah.
as well. So you can expect to hear people speaking about this case as they have been since the video was released in 2015. So today should be no different, except that we have the verdict's voice, the jury's voice in all of this. The 12 jurors in this case, remember, there was some concern about the makeup of the jury in this case, that there wasn't enough diversity. We had 3 Latinos, an Asian American, and an African American woman, the rest all Caucasian. So there was
those
some
protesters.
that the diversity
They ready to tear the city up.
doesn't reflect the diversity.
They had 6,200 police officers ready around if he'd have been found not guilty.
On what was just presented in court, not some of the things that were being said outside of court. And remember, what's being said in court is not everything that happened. We have the great uncle of Laquan McDonald coming. Reverend Hunter, did you want to say something now? Okay, he said he's going to be coming back. So we have the family of Laquan McDonald coming down, more of his relatives coming down. I'm sure this is a very emotional time for them. I do not see his mother, but they said that they do want to say something. But remember, this is still a grieving period for them. They have lost a loved one, and coming here and hearing some of the details from this case, seeing the autopsy photos, seeing the video of Laquan McDonald being shot, played over and over again, this has taken a toll on them. They are people of faith. The patriarch of the family, West Side minister, it looks like they're going to go collect themselves and then come back to comment. Looks like some other folks are coming out of the court. These are some of the spectators who have been in court,
Oh, that ain't Jay,
as
I
well
don't
as
think.
some of the journalists. We want to hear what people have to say, and we know people will have a lot to say as the verdict comes down.
Oh, that is. That sound
Guilty
like him.
for Jason Van Dyke on second-degree murder, and
I
guilty
can see the back
of
of it.
16 counts of aggravated battery for the 16 shots fired into Laquan McDonald. Back to you in the studio.
So he played all 16. I know more than one officer shot. He shot. He know one shot.
Outside the closing door.
Hold on, wait. Robert Manuel said he's not running again, but he needs to resign today.
That's right, Jamal.
Who was that?
Jamal, he running for not president. He running for mayor. Take a run spot right there, that little young boy, Jamal Green. His name Jamal Green.
Community activist.
I met all of them at the Kanika thing.
He's also running for
It looked like Jedediah standing next to him with the head on. That is Jedediah Brown. He was gonna run for mayor. I don't know what happened. I think he's gonna run for alderman though.
I wonder for a guy we didn't even know, for a 17-year-old boy we didn't know.
I love Jed. Look at it.
Hold on, let me say this.
Say it, Jed.
I want to thank William Calloway and Brandon Smith. Because if it wasn't for them being vigilant and paying attention when everybody else wasn't, we would not be here today.
What's we missing?
So on
What's up?
behalf of
They the ones caught the video of the
thank you, William. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, jury.
He was the shot.
yes.
As a black mother, my children can walk the streets and not be afraid of these terrorists. The taser's on the way. Stop shooting our babies. Let me ask you this. Before the verdict was read, you said you weren't going to be satisfied with anything less than first-degree murder. It was not first-degree murder, but you're still...
It's different. It's different. We were not satisfied with nothing but first-degree murder, but since we got every single count that carries 6 years to 30 years per count, that means he can be sentenced 30 years times 16. Therefore, he can
think
still
so,
go to
yeah,
jail for the rest
still.
of his life. That is what we're looking at.
See?
But I wouldn't know.
You see how they doing it?
So that you look at child.
Yeah. 30 years times 16.
It's a step in the right direction. We will let the activist who was in front of this, William Calloway, and the family decide that. But this is a step in the right direction, and it feels damn good to finally have justice.
So I'm saying you gotta do each one of them seven times.
That's why they read it off like that. Each bullet.
So they're running wild here.
Yeah.
They're not running the current time.
We easy.
He's over for him.
They step in the right direction, but we may still get the results that we want. Outside of Rahm Emanuel leaving office today, we want to see Jason Van Dyke go to jail for the rest of his life. And it would have been easier to say, okay, he has a family, but he sat in that courtroom. He lied on the stand. He was unapologetic and showed no humility or humanity. Those kind of cops. He got what he deserved.
What say the jury?
What's wrong with that camera?
They are the real heroes in the matter because they're the ones who saw the information and made what we felt is the right decision. But to the jury, I want to thank you because number one, you're registered to vote. Number two, you served your civic duty. And number three, you made a choice for us. Finally, thank you.
That's our Sarah Schulte outside the courtroom, Jay Dyke Brown, and a few other community activists who have been critical to voicing their outrage as this case came to a close. Can we get just, let's listen.
A lot of things that we thought could have been introduced.
Now, I don't know who she is. And to make it so bad, I didn't watch none of the trial. I waited to this day. I just wanted to hear the verdict.
Jason Van Dyke's behavior. However, I think the jury did what they could with the evidence that was presented to them. And
Oh, she worked with Rainbow Push.
the people in Chicago would really look at this case as a model for the nation and would inspire us to turn out in great numbers in midterm elections. One, we need to elect people to the state houses, both the Illinois Senate and the Illinois General Assembly. We need to modify our criminal code and look at how we are charging people with the crime of murder. We need to look at, as we move forward into 2019, who we elect for mayor. The mayor negotiates a contract with the Fraternal Order of Police, and so we must look at that contract. We would encourage the lame duck mayor not to negotiate at this time, but to delay the negotiations until we've elected a new mayor. I think voting is key in these midterm elections, and so that's one response we could have. We thank all of the young activists who have been marching over these last several months and years. We thank the families who have been resilient and able to withstand this trial. I understand the family will be holding a press conference today at 4:30. We are praying for both families because this is a very difficult time for everyone. Jason Van Dyke is finally in custody. His bond was revoked today. And so for that, we're grateful. And because there's so many good police officers on the street, we don't need Rambo cops remain on the street shooting young children. 17-year-old kids, 16 shots.
Yes. That could have been my baby, my nephew, my cousin.
It's going to be at
Hey, babe. That could have been one of y'all. Ooh, Lord Jesus, thank you.
He was gonna die anyway.
Look at him. This boy here. Why he was going that month?
Yeah. If you want to get that, he's not gonna smoke him.
If he go to jail with the real criminals, he did.
Oh,
But if he was not guilty, he's dead anyway.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna kill his family off. Now his family, they least.
As we celebrate his 77th birthday, he will be talking more about our analysis of this case.